Hello, I'm Nolene McBride. I'm the current leader of Slow Food Brisbane. I've recently returned from the Slow Food National Conference held in the Hunter Valley. This conference was held in the Tocal Agricultural College, and Darren Bayley, the principal of the college, was one of the keynote speakers. He gave us an address on educating farmers for the future. It is really an important discussion to have. I was able to talk very briefly to Darren after his address, and he was able to explain very clearly how he sees the dichotomy of large-scale production and small-scale producers. And I think quintessentially he was able to reinforce the idea that small producers need to tell their story. Over to Darren. Thank you.
Darren Bayley, I'm the principal of Tocal College. Today I've just been speaking to the Slow Food National Conference. In that talk I tried to be provocative and talk about the future and what was going to be required in terms of farming systems, but also what the future farmers would need in terms of their understanding, their education, their training. My argument goes like this, that there are going to be two main farming systems in the future. There's going to be large-scale commercial farming with lots of embedded technology, focusing on volume, quality and traceability of commodities. And then on the other hand, we're going to have this growing area of small farms, niche farms with niche products that are going to be directly dealing with individual consumers, their customers. So these are the two types of farming systems that are already emerging but will accelerate. So there's a bit of a dichotomy there. But what they both share in common is that they both rely on sustainable land management. So healthy soils, managing perennials in the landscape, and thinking carefully about their footprint, energy consumption, the rest of it. In terms of what does this mean for future farmers, well, it's a different set of skills. Technology is actually going to be important to both of these quite different farming systems. Technology in logistics will be very important for small farms, so we're talking about minimising waste, shortening that trek or that journey to the consumer and getting in touch with them and knowing what they want intimately. It's also about telling your story. So I made the comment in the conference that these small farms will need to be as good at telling their story about how their products are produced and why that's important as they are at growing things. So that means really being sharp on engagement, relating to the consumer, having an ongoing dialogue with them and being very savvy around social media.
I'm Louise Thomas. I'm a committee member with Slow Food Brisbane. The next section of the video that you're going to watch is an interview I did with Rosie at a local harvest market. Rosie told me about her family farm and the produce from that farm. She talked to me about the opportunity that they had to sell their produce at the local harvest market and how they valued the opportunity to be able to share their produce with the local community. Beautiful produce.
We've got a farm in Upper Brookfield, and my father-in-law and I decided this year that we wanted to start coming to the local farmers market. So we usually go to the Brookfield farmers market.
Yeah. So can you tell us about the farm and the history of the farm?
Yeah. So we've been there since the early 1900s. My granddad moved there when he was young.
Yeah.
So my dad is one of three brothers, so he got a large portion of the land out there. And then hopefully my brother's going to continue farming the land. And we've got avocados, we've got custard apples, and we've got mangoes as our main crops, as well as lots of other little tiny trees everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you? What's your involvement?
Me? Oh, well, I've gone away and done things and come back again. So I live there in a little house, as well as my brother and his wife also live in a little house. So we kind of do work, we work as well, but we do a lot of stuff to help out mum and dad where we can. So
it's definitely a family affair.
Yeah, definitely. And we do all the stuff for the markets. And my dad recently injured his hand, so we've been doing all the work, picking the custard apples as well.
Yeah. And how do you find being involved in a market like this? What's
Yeah,
that
it's
like
great.
for you?
We love it, especially this one's really nice.
Two of these.
But yeah, we love the community side of it, and just being able to meet all the other stallholders. It's such a friendly environment,
Oh,
and
I'll get
everyone's
3
just
for
lovely.
5.
And yeah, just being able to get really fresh like produce, and where it can be local too. That's really awesome.